Okay, happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Girl on Fire. I'm KD, and with me today I have lesfic author Josette Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah, introduce yourself, Miss Murray.
Hey, my name's Josette Murray, and I am a writer and have a few books out, 3 actually, 2 with Sapphire Books, which I guess we're going to talk about mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, I want to hear about that first one again. Let's go
yeah,
back to the first one you told me about.
Everybody's interest. The first one I wrote under a pseudonym, J.
Mhm.
Martin, J-A-E, and there's a prolific author who just goes by J.
I know. I'm very familiar with her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not me, unfortunately. But J. Martin, which is sort of, anyway, it doesn't matter how I came up with that name. It was a book about the legal ramifications of the kink lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
And it was called Trial and Error, and it was by a press which is embarrassingly named Blushing Books.
Really?
I know, even back then when I was so thrilled to have a book actually published, I thought, oh God, Blushing Books.
So what are the legal ramifications of kink?
Well, the major bone of contention is the definition of consent, and and it's difficult because Lawrence v. the state of Texas, I think, provided some refuge for people acting under their own power in terms of consent, but it didn't cover it really. I think it helped in the GLBT issues, but it didn't help in the kink issues. So right now, the states generally don't find any infliction of quote unquote harm as a viable grounds for consent. So it remains battery.
Really?
You're under risk of battery. And there are people who have lost their children because they participated in the kink lifestyle. And I know a couple myself, actually.
Wow, I had no idea. That is, wow.
Yeah, I think the kink community is actually the most cloistered community in the country.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, when you think about how a lot of communities are so misunderstood because of what they do or what the perception is of what they do. I mean, it's very tragic, actually. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but it goes back to that thing of just because you don't understand it, doesn't mean there's something wrong with it. I mean, so.
A long time ago, I read an article that I think I still have someplace that put it all out very well. And she started out with 2 guys who were playing together. I think it was Bob and Jack. And at the end of it, she says, you might see battery, but I hear a lot of sexual satisfaction coming out of this. And she says, and if you don't understand it now, you just don't know Jack.
That's cute.
It was a great ending. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I read the synopsis for what's the first book? Silver
Love. Yeah.
Okay. It sounds really interesting. I like how you're writing about 4 women.
Yes.
Wow, that's something you don't see every day.
No, and they're older women.
I saw that
very
too.
Underrepresented in the literary compendium.
Yes, they are. I think a lot of anybody over the age of 35 in lesfic is considered.
Old.
Oh my God.
Sexual.
I know, my God. I mean, heaven forbid that a 50-year-old woman has sex.
Oh, dear God, no. God
I
forbid.
know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like 2 years away from turning 50. I should tell my wife, now we can't have sex after that point. So I don't know what you're gonna do.
Oh,
But
honey, it
I
just
like
gets
the
better.
idea. Huh?
It just gets better.
I imagine it does. I imagine it does. So I'm like, so I like that part of it, and it sounds kind of like the second book at least sounds like a more of a thriller type thing, but it seems like there's a lot going on in them.
Yeah, both of them actually have thriller elements, and it's one of the things I've wrestled with in my writing is that I'm categorized as a romance writer, but I'm not really a romance writer per se, like most romances you read.
Which are pure romance, where it's, Jill meets Jill, dating, misunderstanding, breakup, blah, blah, blah.
Girl loses girl, girl gets girl back. Yeah.
Yes. Happily ever after, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that in Silver Love, where Dory and Robbie do have some problems, but mostly the book is about secrets, and it's how they impact your own life and other lives. And it's how do I describe it? It's not really a romance, but it certainly has romance in it, because these women, it's about love, actually. It's about love between long-term partners, newly met lovers, and friendship, the love and friendship.
I saw that part, which, I mean, it kind of speaks to me, because don't get me wrong, I like reading just romance every once in a while. But when I sit down to read, I want something else to go along with it, to have something else going on, whether it's mystery, whether it's
a good
thriller. Something, something you can sink your teeth into, and it's not all about when are they gonna kiss. I mean, or how hot the kiss is, or something like that. So the synopsis for your books really caught me. I was like, I might have to read those. So
I
they
would
sound
love
very
it if
interesting.
you do, and leave a review.
Oh, I always, every time I read a book, I make sure I leave a review. So,
excellent, good for you. I applaud you.
Yes, I think we as authors probably need to do that for each other more often. I mean, because we all read, So yeah.
And on book jackets, when you read the blurbs, you read a comment, and then you see it's by so-and-so, author of something or other. And it makes more of an impression, even if you haven't read something or other.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I agree with you totally on that. That should be, I might start a campaign to get more authors to review other authors' books. I mean, I know, some of them do. But I don't think enough, because I know we as a community, we read a lot. I mean, we read a shitload. I mean, so, and we spend a lot of money. So why not take, 5 minutes to say, hey, this was great, or hey, I like this about this book. I didn't like this part, but I like this part. I mean, be constructive, or whatever. So yeah, I think we probably need to do that a lot more. Yeah, I have a trilogy that Kate Hirschberger sent me. That I'm going to read eventually. They're different from what I usually write, and I'm actively writing right now. And I try not to read anything while I'm writing, but hers is off genre. So I'm like, because it has werewolves and, twin werewolves and all that. So I was like, okay, maybe I could get into that and then not, bother my process. So we'll see. Exactly. I'm eager to kind of jump into it. So So okay, tell us the name of your books again.
So Silver Love, that's the one that is centered around secrets and what they do and how they affect relationships. And then the second one is To Be Loved, and that one's about human trafficking. And it sounds very heavy and like, oh my God, I don't want to read that book, but it has Well, good. It has the
Oh, well,
same four
certainly, yeah.
characters: Jill
Uh-huh.
and Robbie, Dory and Charlene,
Mm-hmm.
and they uncover a human trafficking ring
Mm-hmm.
and bring it to and address it. Address
Okay.
it.
So
I don't
are
want to
these
give it
women
away.
like in law enforcement in some way?
No, there is a detective who is a man
Mm-hmm.
who is in the first book too. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. I think
Okay.
that's right. And he's endlessly frustrated by these four because they don't mind at all bending the law.
Oh, cool. So it's kind of like those shows, that they show on BritBox where you have like these couple of women who are so exceedingly intelligent that they poke their nose into things. And
uh,
okay, that's pretty
yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah.
Okay, I like
The
that.
the four characters are a lot of fun. They're fun to read. And the
Okay.
my whole thing about writing them as my age,
Uh-huh.
which is, write what you know,
Yeah.
is that they actually, I had a review from on Silver Love,
Mm-hmm.
and the point was made that although this is geared obviously toward an older audience, it
Mm-hmm.
would appeal to audiences of any age. And my point was that it doesn't matter how old you are. What
Mm-hmm.
matters is what your personality is and how much of life you
Yes.
grab.
Yes. Yes.
So the
Yes.
four of them are like that. They are life grabbers.
Okay. I like that idea. And that should work in reverse as well. I mean, just because it's not done a lot where, women over 35 are written about romance or in whatever genre, whatever. It goes back to that same old bullshit where people won't be able to identify with them. That's not true. If the
Yes.
characters are well written and they're
Yeah.
fleshed out and they're likable, anybody will like them. Anybody
Yeah.
will be able to relate to them. I mean, so
Yeah.
that whole argument, needs to just be tossed out with the, bathwater, so to speak.
Yeah. In
So,
Silver Love, I have them. Most of my sex scenes fade to black,
uh-huh,
but in Silver Love, I was pretty specific in one. And I
uh-huh.
remember a friend of mine read it, and I said, "Oh, what did you think of it?" And she said, "Well, I could have done without the sex."
Oh my gosh.
She's straight.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But it's true. I also these days read books, and um I find myself skipping over sex scenes. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, especially straight sex scenes. Okay,
Oh.
yes, he caressed her, and she moaned, and it's like,
You know
no,
what? I don't
how
do
many
that. I
days
read
can you
straight
say
through.
this?
I read straight through. I may roll my eyes or whatever, but I'll read it. I mean, it just doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter to me. If it's like something prolonged, I may go like, okay, let's go to the next page.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll read it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we've covered.
So,
Yeah.
mhm,
Anyway, so yeah, most of mine are fade to black, and I have, along with the four main characters, I have one character who I absolutely love, who is patterned on a very good friend of mine,
uh-huh.
and her name actually in life and in the books is Bear, and she
Bear.
is Bear, and she is a butch lesbian who
Yeah.
drives a tow truck, and
Yeah. Oh my God. It
I
sounds like quite a
that's not
character.
what she yeah, that's not what she does. She's actually a plumber, but
Okay, well, it's in the same vein, though. I
it's
mean,
close enough. And I got inspired to include her because she's such a strong woman to begin
Mm-hmm,
with.
mm-hmm,
No bones about it. No bullshit. Just
mm-hmm.
she will tell you exactly like it is.
Oh, I
And
like
I
people
saw
like
some
that.
videos once of a tow truck driver in Miami, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
And she was hilarious dealing with the people whose cars she had to tow,
Uh-huh.
especially the Karens. And I decided I would make Bear a tow truck driver, but she's sort of the avenging angel in each of
Oh,
these books.
okay.
She
Okay.
just doesn't put up with anything.
Okay. Well, tell me about this the book you're working on now. Is it the same group of characters or is it a whole new?
It's the same group of characters.
Oh.
And this book looks at urban gentrification and it's what it does to the people who have lived in these places for a long time, older people mostly. And I have the usual stories of the four characters. One of them deals with a cancer scare. But
that's something that happens as you get older.
And it happens at any age. Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah. But it's more prevalent, it seems like, as you get older. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your immune system isn't as strong. Yeah. But I have also in that book a really sweet love story between an elderly Black man and elderly Black woman, because I based this all in my neighborhood that I lived in for several years before I moved to Decatur to be closer to my husband. And that they're in their 80s and they initially get together, or he initially woos her to help her because she's maybe losing her house. Aww. And the story of the two of them is really sweet. And they don't.
It sounds
they don't put up with any bullshit either. The title of the book actually is Silver Sass, and everybody.
I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah. 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 It sounds like you write books with that thinking people will really enjoy. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it sounds.
That's very, my intent anyway. There's any number of issues that you can tackle.
Yes,
and for me, it's just immensely satisfying to take some big amorphous issue like gentrification and hone down to the personal level and have it come out well in the end.
Yeah.
You get so little satisfaction in the big issues of the day.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everything is just so ongoing right now. I mean, it's just like,
oh God, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, like we have two tropical storms. I think one of them has become a hurricane in the Gulf right now. And
is that Laura?
Yeah, so we're trying to see where the second one is going, because it could impact my area more. So, and that's not coming till later in the week. But the first one's supposed to hit on Monday, and then the second one is supposed to hit Wednesday.
Oh my God!
Afternoon, Wednesday night, something like that.
I think they're hoping it's going to Texas.
Oh.
Which I'm sure the Texans are not happy
I know.
about.
That's what I was watching something this morning. I was at my office working, and I was watching something, and one of the parish leaders was like, let's just pray that it moves, further west and goes to Texas. And I was just like, oh my God, the poor Texans. I was like, well, maybe they're more built to take this kind of stuff. I don't know, know, but I was just like, oh my God, it's not the proper thing to say. Like, I hope it is Texas instead of So,
other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how did you like to play?
I know, right? I mean, Jesus Christ! I was like, okay, but yeah, even my best friend, he texted me. He was like, oh, he says the hurricane that looked like it was going to hit you guys that may be going to Texas, yay! And I was like, oh my God! I was like, no, but then I was like, let's hope so. So, but man, I mean, yeah. So to get down to hot
New Orleans, right?
No, I'm actually I'm outside New Orleans now. I live in Terrebonne Parish, which is about an hour or so away from Orleans Parish.
Is it a
So
little higher than New
yeah, I'm
Orleans?
in a higher elevation. Part of
That's good.
Terrebonne is right there because it's considered to be on the bayou. So part of
Uh-huh.
Terrebonne is like right there by the water. So that part of
Okay.
Terrebonne, they're having to evacuate because it's outside the levee system and it's going to get
Yeah,
flooded, you know.
I see.
So yeah, but I'm inside the levee system, and where I live, like the last big storm we had, there was, I mean, it flooded a little bit, but I don't, it doesn't flood in my particular area all that much. Knock on wood. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. And
don't.
I would think the bayou would be a good sort of filter or catchment area for storms.
No, 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 no. Those waters
Oh God,
rise, and next thing you know, everything is like
yeah.
waterlogged. I mean, so
What
it
was
can get
that
pretty
move?
bad.
What was that movie out a few years ago about the little girl and her father who lived on a boat? Oh God, it was so good, and it was set in the bayou,
Really?
and a big hurricane came along.
Oh, I'm
Oh
not
my God,
familiar with that. I
children,
don't
not
know.
children of a lesser God. I can't think of it. I'll text
Well,
you.
look, you'll think about it after
Three
you
in the
wake up.
morning. I've got it. I've got to tell
What's it called?
Katie.
The Green
That's what
Morning.
I'm trying to remember. All I can think of is Children of a Lesser God, but that's not it.
That's
But it
not it.
was
That's
no.
Marley Matlin and
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
God, what was it? Maybe I'll.
Yeah,
No, I
that
can't.
doesn't sound familiar. But
Anyway, it was
okay,
it
but
was a great movie.
to get down to hot sauces, you have a couple of sauces that you guys use in your household
I do. I
and on
do.
an everyday basis.
I do. These are my sauces. They're
Uh-huh.
probably a little wimpy to true devotees of hot sauce, but
Texas Pete is a good brand though.
yeah,
It's a very
Texas
good
Pete
brand.
is great.
Yes,
And
it is.
I made mac and cheese from
Uh,
scratch the other night, and most
uh-huh.
people think, oh, mac and cheese is the ultimate comfort food.
Uh-huh.
My husband took the Texas Pete and just
Oh my God. Well,
went all over it.
yes, because you can't have mac and cheese without a little spice to it. I mean, you gotta have some spice to it. I
That's
mean,
right.
come
That's right.
on. There's nothing wrong with that.
And the sriracha I use for usually for Asian foods.
I'll put it on
It has that.
everything.
It has a totally different flavor to it
It does. It
that
does, but
really
it's really good with
matches.
eggs and stuff, I think.
Yeah, and
It's
it's
good on
really good with
potatoes.
with what?
Potatoes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
good. I like it. Actually, I kind of prefer Texas Pete because it's sort of it's a cleaner taste than the
You think so?
sriracha.
Okay.
It doesn't have quite as much flavor of the deep flavor that the sriracha has.
I think because
I'm
because
talking
sriracha.
like I know what I'm talking about,
Well,
right?
I mean, but sriracha has a blend of some. It has a different kind of pepper and everything,
It
so it's gonna have
does.
a different taste to it and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use that. I use that chili paste a lot too. To
Yeah.
go with, oh
Uh-huh.
my God, I love that. The garlic chili paste is actually a little hotter than the sriracha is. So
Oh.
I use that every once in a while as well, along with my array of hot sauces. I
Well, I'll have to
I
try that.
have a table sauce that I usually use. I'll do like one of the hotter sauces. Like I like Texas Pete hotter. They have a hotter Texas Pete. I
Oh,
use
they
that one
do. I
some.
didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And let's see. I use like right now. This is my table sauce, and it's
Okay.
a Marie Sharp's, and you see I've used quite a bit of it.
Oh, I've never seen it up here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, this is one of my table sauces. I use also. There's a brand that I like. It's called Hoff's. They
Hmm.
make oh my God, they make a really good chipotle type hot sauce.
Ah, nice.
So
Yeah.
I have to buy it like a lot because
Hmm.
I'll buy one bottle in a couple of days it's nearly gone. So yeah, yeah. So I bought I got like a huge bottle of it, and so that's lasting me a little bit longer. But today I'm actually gonna do a Reaper sauce, everybody.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, yeah. And this one's
Oh,
actually setting up, I think, to be extremely hot
you
because
are
it's
an
by,
extremely courageous woman.
well, we'll see. It's by the company Pain is Good. They make some really good sauces. They're usually like fairly simple. They don't have a lot of frills to them, such as
Uh-huh.
this one right here. It has Reaper mash, water, cane sugar, vinegar, garlic, salt, um, and a couple of other things in it. So it's very simple. It doesn't have, a lot of stuff to it, and it's a mini batch.
Now,
You know,
is the company Paint It Good or Pain It Good?
Pain is Good. That's the name of it. Pain is Good.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is going
yeah.
back to my first book again.
Yeah, it's kind of sort of. It's kind of apropos. I mean, if you think about it. And actually, Adrian Bragg sent this to me, I do believe.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm having your sauce. Maybe if you get around to watching this video, I'm having your sauce. So, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. I have my
Okay.
shot glass ready, everybody. I'm not gonna put a lot in it because it is a Reaper sauce, and I'm not
Oh,
killing myself.
you are truly courageous. I just have a
And
teaspoon.
I'm only gonna put a little dab in it. And I took an
Uh-huh.
antacid before I got on camera, so I won't have debilitating stomach
That's
pain if this does.
wise.
So
Courageous and wise. Ah, Katie.
this has a nice smell to it. It's not overpowering. The vinegar scent is not, it doesn't jump out at you. You can smell the peppers. It doesn't burn my eyes or anything.
Uh-huh.
But we'll see. We'll see. Here we go.
Yeah. I hope you have a glass of milk nearby too.
I have some almond milk over here if I need
There
it.
you go. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody can see, I only
There
got
it
a
is.
dollop.
It's
It's
not
not a
eating up
lot
the glass.
because I love everybody, but I'm not killing myself for you and for your entertainment. So, all right, let's give it a try.
Okay, go for it.
I'm gonna need a little bit more. I barely got a taste.
Unless it's one of those delayed reaction
No,
things.
no, no. The tip of my tongue got some. It's hot. Mm. Oh, that's definitely hot.
Uh-huh. Well, if it's from the Reaper pepper, yes, indeed
Yeah,
it is.
it definitely has an immediate kick to it. Immediate. I mean, it's just like it's not burn your face hot, but I
Uh-huh.
think the more you eat of it, the hotter it's gonna get. But
Yeah.
it's a stinger right off the bat. It's kind of
Wow.
it's a thicker sauce. It doesn't have like any like seeds or garlic or anything in it, so it's well mixed. But it has good flavor in it though.
What's describe the flavor if you can.
It's
Is it
not,
a deep
you can taste
flavor?
the vinegar a little bit and you can taste the peppers, and it doesn't have tomato in it. It seems like it's a tomato base in there too. Let me see.
Well, it's red.
No, no, no. It's, you can just taste the pepper. It's a little sweetness to it,
Huh.
but the
That's
peppers are
interesting.
nice and fiery. It's not, I don't, it's not overly fruity or anything like that.
What would you have it with? What would it go well with? Eggs, obviously.
Eggs. Yeah, I was gonna say that. Maybe you know what? You can mix it with like some ranch and maybe dip your pizza in it.
Oh, what a great
That would be really
idea.
good. It would be
Oh,
good to have maybe a teaspoon or two, maybe in chili that you're making, just to
yeah.
add some heat. But you could probably add a little bit more because it still has nice flavor to it as well. So it's a good sauce. It's really hot. My mouth is burning, I have to say, but
Get your milk.
it's not overpowering like the one I had. What was it called? The bomb is Beyond
Blue,
Insanity.
Red
Not
bonnet
like that.
pepper. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one was really like really. It's good though, guys. It's very tasty, but it's a warning. It's very hot as well. In
I love
fact,
the I love the picture on it.
yeah, I mean,
The
it's got
guy
a screaming
screaming.
man on the cover, so I mean, it's gonna be hot. And the name of it is actually Reaper-Acha,
Uh-huh.
which is an interesting name.
Yeah.
But this company makes really good sauces though. So I
Oh,
have a couple of the habanero sauces that I keep in my
creamy
refrigerator. I
is
use
good.
those. Yeah, I use those as well. So for taste, I would give that one an 8 for taste
Wow,
because it's
that's
not
good.
just heat. It's not just maybe 8.5. It's not just heat. You can taste a little bit of vinegar. You can taste the garlic. And you can
Uh-huh.
taste the pepper. And it's a little sweetness in the back end. So
Well, that sounds good. I might try that. Although
yeah, it's
I
and I would say for heat, I would give it a 9. I would definitely give it a 9 for heat
oh,
because my
see,
mouth is
that's the
still
thing that
burning.
makes me hesitate.
Yeah,
I like heat, but I don't
yeah.
like it to annihilate my taste buds, so I can't taste
Well,
anything
it's
else.
tasty, but see that's the thing about it. It's still tasty. It's not just heat. So the thing, if you were ever to use this, use it sparingly. I mean, it would just be a little. I mean, and it's a pour spout. It's not a shaker.
Oh wow.
So
Oh
yeah, it's
wow.
not one where you could just go like,
Oh,
oh, I'm just gonna put a little bit on there. I mean, you end up pouring out the whole bottle. So that one was good, guys. That was good. Okay, that was a lot better than last week's. I have to say that one was hot, but it was very nasty as well. The
oh.
heat wasn't even great. I mean, so but this one was really good. I have to say, and
Okay.
next week I'm gonna have Ray Magden on, and we're gonna try this one together. Actually, it's called
Rectal.
rectal rocket fuel. Yeah, that's the actual name of it. It's actually a jerk hot sauce. It sounds really good. It sounds really good. It has habaneros, it has balsamic vinegar, lime juice, sage, garlic, paprika, cumin, lemon pepper, coriander. It sounds good.
I like the ingredients.
Yeah, it should
But
be good. I
the name
know.
is
I was just like,
hilarious.
and oh my God. Oh my God. I just looked at the picture. Look close at the picture, everybody.
Oh my
It's a guy
God.
in the outhouse, and there's flames coming at the bottom. He has launched the outhouse up into the air. Yeah, that should be interesting. That's quite the cover. I mean, so
Whoever is in charge of that has a really good sense of humor.
yeah, that was cute. That's one of the most memorable hot sauce labels I've seen. And the name itself, you just go like, oh my God.
Do you collect these bottles? That would be an interesting collection.
I would like, if I had some, I probably would, but my wife would probably have a fit. I have to keep everything in my office as it is, and I'm actually running out of room. So I have to find places like to store the hot sauces. And I keep thinking I'm gonna have to give me like a big cabinet to go like on the
Uh-huh.
side over here. I mean,
Uh-huh.
because there's a lot of the sauces that I've tasted that I actually use quite a bit. So
Uh-huh.
they're gonna run out sooner or later. But I got a new one just yesterday. I mean, so people are still sending me sauces. I don't even know who sent that one. But we'll see.
If I
But
find
yeah.
something interesting, I will for sure send it to you, Katie.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So thank you for joining me. It's been fun,
It's
and
been lots of fun.
I'm very intrigued about your books now. I might have to, actually read them like when I have the time to sit down and read again. So
So
I have
that
a
would be
very
great.
long list of things I want to read, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's always getting stuff added to it. But
Yeah.
your stuff sounds different, and I like different.
Oh,
So,
good.
so definitely,
Good.
yeah. And I'm actually, hello. One of my dogs came to see me.
How
I'm
many do
actually
you
gonna
have?
put a graphic up at the end, so
Uh-huh.
people can see where to buy your books. you know,
Sounds
if they're
great.
interested in stuff like that, so they'll be able to see that. But
Thank
you
you.
so much for being here. I
My
appreciate
pleasure. I had a great time.
I did too. Enjoy your Texas Pete and your Sriracha. I know they're good.
And you enjoy your Reaper until you rock it off with the
I
new
know,
one.
right? I know. Okay, everybody. Time to sign off. It's been fun as usual.
Bye.
I'll see you next Sunday.
Thank you, KD.
Thank you.